Hello everyone, how's it going? Hopefully I am audible and all that stuff. I'm looking at the wrong camera. Yeah, it's been an interesting week for me. How's the week been for everybody else? We don't have that many concurrent viewers, do we? Yeah. Hi. Hey Viral Beats, how are you? I really want to do more streams in the future featuring games. That would be a lot of fun. Specifically on Xbox. I feel like there's just not enough Xbox, or there's not really enough console streaming that I am privy to. I see a lot of Steam games and stuff, which obviously there's a much larger selection there, but a lot of times I feel like there's just the random thing in my Xbox Game Pass, and I can't really find good footage of it, but this isn't like something I'm actually going to be putting a lot of time into. I was just thinking. So next week rather, I'm playing a show at Fractal Fest in Russell, Massachusetts. It's like less than an hour outside of Boston, I think. It's not a far drive from New York City. It's up there, it's not terribly, I think it's like 3 hours from Portland, Maine. So yeah, if you're on the East Coast, that's going to be your last chance to see me perform live for a long time. Go check that out. That's been part of my craziness lately. It's just preparing for that, because getting all the gear ready has always been a nightmare. Rehearsing not only piano parts but also guitar parts and stuff like that. And I noticed, I don't know why I'm talking, I'm acting like we're catching up, we're old friends here. My entire life I've played the guitar live, pretty much since like 2002. Pretty much I barely, the only time I wouldn't bring a guitar to a show was when I was injured, when I had a broken hand or something like that. And I noticed that my piano playing I've been better with, Fractal Fest, by the way, I'm reading these, by the way. And I've noticed that I've just been playing the piano a lot more, and now I'm more comfortable playing it on stage, which, like, the last few shows I did, I think, like I only did one last year, and that was the only one post-COVID. And and I played like 2 different piano solos, or electric piano solos, which was, kind of surprising, but then again, not that surprising considering that I have piano albums out. But just, performing's always been an issue. And I realized it's because of my hands, because playing the guitar is slightly uncomfortable. It's like, have you ever had one of those headaches where, like, you shake your head and it hurts, but otherwise it doesn't? That's what my hands feel like when I play the guitar. Playing the guitar feels like I'm shaking my head a little bit. I have this, like, fatigue with it. And it's an ongoing issue that's been getting worse and worse as I get to my elderly ages. And, I don't really know what to do. I could have an operation, but I would be out of commission for a while. Like no typing, no guitar, no piano, no anything. So I don't know what the hell I would do with myself. So I feel like suffering from the pain is easier than suffering from the intense boredom I would feel from not being able to use my hands for weeks or a month. Yeah. A bigger neck. Oh, I was like, do I have a bigger neck? Yeah, I have a classical guitar, and I feel like that's a little bit easier to play, but I also think that's because it has nylon strings, and classical guitar traditionally has a beefier neck. So, yeah. Hey there. Sorry, I'm just saying hey to everybody. So anyway, preparing for the show, and I bought a pricey piece of gear for the show. I don't want to give it away, but I've had nothing but problems with it, and I'm gonna be doing something soon that I hate. I don't know why I'm even going through with it, but I'm gonna be releasing a critical video review, which I don't like reviewing products. I don't like having critical reviews just because, I'd much rather tell you about something that's cool, because at any given point in time I have a bunch of cool things I could show you, so I'd much rather do that. But maybe it's loss aversion or something. but I don't want to give up. Hey, McCree, how are you? He knows what I'm talking about. I've complained via text to him. Yeah. Well, anyway. So, you'll all find out quickly because it's my video that, I got to keep the algorithm God's happy, so I need to have a video coming out the week that I'm also traveling 1,000 miles to go play one gig. So you'll find out soon enough. I'm sure it's probably obvious for a lot of people. Let's check out the signal state. It's kind of interesting. I checked this out just to make sure that it worked, because I had the beta and I just wanted to make sure the beta worked. I do believe that this version, that Sandbox mode, is now officially released, so you could grab it from Steam if you want. Their Discord server is also pretty hopping from what I'm seeing over here. The Puzzle Workshop, I believe. Oh yeah, there's music. The music is probably going to not play when it's not in. And I think that's a Steam thing. Oh, interesting. Okay. So you could download people's puzzles. Cool. I don't think I've ever looked at that. Sandbox mode. I don't need no examples. We could just go straight into it. Come to California. I was just in California. But if you're in California and if you want to see me play live, you know what you could do? You could go to Texas. It'd be a day drive, but I am playing Astronax Festival in October, and that will be awesome. So yeah, if you feel like doing that. I don't know where to put myself here. Maybe up here? Does that make sense? Maybe if I keep myself inside this thing, that way you could see what's going on down in the lower right portion of my screen. I do know that there's a way to make... I have had this situation before where every time I click off of the screen, the sound stops, but whatever. Which is going to get annoying as I adjust the volume. All right. Is that good? I don't know how it sounds to y'all, but... Okay, so this is a little bit different than VCV Rack. I think that it generally just has one synth voice, and that synth voice is your output. And then I wonder if you could output noise. Maybe not, because this is a game that is primarily... Oh, we got a drum voice too. Okay, so I guess these all kind of output. And you also have chord voice, but we'll explore all these in a second. I wanted to mention something. It's just been on order forever. It's been taking forever to get here, but I did order an analog computer kit. So that's going to be fun to actually build an analog computer. Or terrible. Oh wow, a sampler. And you could record? I guess you record stuff within the game? I don't think it could record my voice. I almost hope it can't. I feel like that would disrupt the stream, just the input output. Cool. So I guess let's just do the obvious and get a clock and see how it works with this. Trigger. And then you press play. And does the music stop? Oh. Let me pause the game. I wondered if the music was associated with... Maybe it is. I feel like whatever I'm doing right now is probably going to help somebody in the future. So let's see if this does it. If we could hear it now. Huh. Okay, now I hear the synth. I just wonder how to get rid of the background music. You know, I bet there's an option or something. You know what I bet it is? Lock modules on playback. This might be like an odd bug that I found, but check it out. I bet the music stops now. Nope. This didn't happen to me. Just... So what if the music volume's really low? Lock modules, lock cables, lock controls. Yeah, I just don't want to hear the music anymore. Oh, synced playback. That does it. Okay, well, we figured that out, so that's good. All right. I might just be stupid. I may have just, like, not understood what was happening. Oh, another thing I want to do is turn that lock module thing back on. Apologies. I guess I'll edit the stream for later viewing and just start from start from the future to not waste anybody's time. Where was that? There they are. No. Okay. All right, now we're all set. I think. Let's see if we're all set. There we go. Hooray! Okay. Cool. So now we can, let's just like put an LFO up to the pitch. I guess even some, yeah, there's a lot of new options here, isn't there? Well, I guess there's not that many new options other than the voice ones, but still, it's interesting to, with the limitations of this system used in a modular, which, by the way, that was like one of the things that I initially really liked about this game, was just that it made me think in a different way, which... And then we have a quantizer. Probably an attenuator would help. You know, it's funny, I feel like attenuation is one of those things that you really only know, you really only like get used to if you're already a modular, you know, if you're somebody who actually owns a modular. Because, you know, something on VCV Rack, it's always kind of included there. And then I believe we can also have a bias, which would allow us to Does everybody understand what's going on? Did I already kind of get... God, you know, the most obnoxious thing, YouTube, whenever I stream now, YouTube just constantly sends me this notification that says, now would be a good time to insert ads. It's just like, guys, let's take it easy. Okay. I do believe there is a split, which would be nice. was wondering if I could turn those off, but... I believe that this thing just adds in steps, doesn't it? Yeah. Let's get a clock divider. Yeah, I didn't think that would work. Yeah, the story mode was nice, like you're saving the world by patching. It kind of, you know, for some reason it reminded, I mean, for a very good reason, it reminded me of Eugene from The Walking Dead, like, oh, finally he has a purpose, other than just, like, pissing everybody off on the show. Alright, yeah, I do want to check out the user puzzles, but... But you don't think this is beautiful? Is that what you're saying? Oh, interesting that you could have different programs. Wait, what? How'd it turn into a... Oh, these are waveforms. Whoa, cool. I did not expect that. There's a lot of them. Oh, finally the notification went away to stop giving everybody ads. We have another LFO. Need an LFO for our LFO. And then I guess you could, like, copy, if you wanted to copy all the settings. That's interesting. So a drum voice. I feel like the envelope's backwards on some of these sounds, but maybe I'm just crazy. No, yeah, I'm crazy. That's all. Interesting. Wow. It's pretty great. It's more powerful than I expected it to be. Another attenuator. Yeah, I like how you could create these sequences out of another attenuator, please. I guess a VCA is kind of an attenuator, isn't it? Without a knob. Yeah, I think the wires do only carry voltages, not audio signals. So it is a little different than... Oh, nice. Is this like a 707? Yeah. Alright, I want to see this chord thing. Chord voice. I guess I'll take another splitter over here. I just feel like this is going to crash, but I don't think it... I mean, I don't know why I think that, but... So, a minor ninth is number 8. There we go. I know they have a sequencer, but I just kind of want to figure this out on my own. I kind of want to just create like an adder. I don't know if that's such a good idea, but it feels like a very boring stream, doesn't it? To just create a nice little analog computer to... Let's see. Let me try and think how hard that would be. This is available for Steam. This is a Steam game. Definitely, I would not... I'm going to be honest, this is not a music-making tool in the traditional sense. Like, I wouldn't choose this over, you know, Softtube Modular or something like that. This is fun. And the game is extremely fun. This is just kind of a... What kind of signals does this trigger? Oh, I see. Interesting. Okay. Well, we don't need this. Ah, yes, the sequential switch. It's gonna get really interesting. Let me use my brain, which is a bad sign. Maybe I don't want an adder. Actually, you know what? We get to listen to the background music while I figure this out instead of listening to the same. Yep, yeah, this is a game. Like, this isn't actually audio software. This is an actual video game. I'm just trying to see if I can accomplish this without a sequencer. Which, you know, is silly, but this is a challenging game after all. That's the whole point. So if I trigger one of these, and I want to see what this does to my bias. Because we only want one at a time, so let's see. If I remember correctly, I did beat the game. And it was very challenging. Who else did it? A couple other my YouTuber friends. So the point of the game is you are like restarting civilization, and they have to figure out things like getting the water sprinklers to work and stuff like that. And so it's actually kind of fun in that regard. Like you're sort of the modular dork who saves the day by figuring out these. And so really the game, it looks, I mean, it's hard to say. It's like it is a modular synth. It looks like a modular synth, but what it really is, what you're really doing is analog computing, which is actually a very powerful and useful thing. Oh yeah, that's what we wanted. We wanted a sum. That second one coming from there. That could be here. All right, let's see. It's changing way faster than I wanted to. Let's bring it down down to 2 channels. Oh, that, I see what I'm doing wrong. Derp. That's what we want. Got it now. I figured it out. All right. I'm stupid. Okay. All right. Sorry, everybody. Good news is that I figured out the problem, or what I want to achieve here. So, what I want to do is... Okay, so 25 would be C2 minor 7th. Okay. Now 26. Okay. And one more bias here. All right. So we want 4 total. The trigger does not have to be frequent. Okay. Must be the CV input then. Did I biff it again? Yep. Lucy's digging in her bed right now. So I wonder why this is giving out a 16. Yeah, what is the goal? The goal right here, the goal is for me to make a melody without completely screwing it up. And literally me doing this is so stupid because I'm literally just trying to figure it out without using a sequencer, which is like a waste of everyone's time. That's all I'm doing, is just wasting everyone's time. I'm just probably being my normal, very annoying self. So let's just actually use a sequencer and grow up, not have to do everything the super hard way all the time. There. Now. We could clock in... I don't know what, on a... Just to start. Make the last step number 1. very fine. I think this probably isn't made for the most melodic things. So close. All right. So this is a 16th, which we will need to split. There we go. Panning too, huh? Yeah, this is, once it works, it's fun, right? All right, might be wondering what I just did. I'm gonna try and experiment here. There we go. Okay. Now these drums are really boring, so we will, I don't know, we should deal with the drums. Maybe create some more, I guess let's just start with the hi-hat. Oh, it's a reverse switch. Boop. Could have just found that out by looking at it. They don't really have a clock. Yeah, this will just be a quarter note. Maybe, where's that switch? A signal delay could be interesting here too. Yes, actually. I mean, you probably wouldn't be that hard to make some of these skins for VCV Rack, right? Making skins for VCV Rack is pretty easy. Trying to make interesting rhythms, by the way. We don't really need a sum here. What we need are some and or nots. And see, signal delay. I'm trying to think what I could get rid of just because of room, but... Whoa, what happened there? Did I touch it on accident? What? I'll play along. Whatever I did, I'm okay with it. I mean, we could just use a step sequencer, of course. Yeah, I mean, that just might be the easier solution, right? I feel like the original clock isn't as fast as I want it to be. But at least we can make some, oh, program are just memories. Yeah, we can make some Euclidean, not Euclidean, but did I break something? I think I keep accidentally touching stuff. And I kind of like it. I haven't lost my mind, I'm just... Okay. Interesting. I feel like the game's seriously lagging now. I feel like I've overdone it. I've brought it too far. Now I've done it. Bring this down to 3. It's gonna be awkward now. Yeah, I kind of want to figure out how the sampler works. So I'll get out of here. Could record a GIF. I gotta stop playback first. Sure. 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 I wonder what the example circuit's like. This is the example circuit that they give you. Kind of a similar idea to what I did, but sounds better. Cool. The game's challenging. I don't think it's that hard. It's not. And again, it's not really modular. I mean, modular is such a weird term, right? Because it doesn't necessarily mean music. But it's very much, it's not modular as much as it is analog computing. But if you're into modular, if you beat this game, whether you do it from like, you know, just figuring out how the things work, or maybe looking up how, you know, min-max and logic gates work, you will return to your, what do you call those things? Modular synthesizers. You will return to that, and then all of a sudden you'll understand what those modules do, and it'll up your game. Okay, I want to figure out what the sampler does, because I just don't know. I mean, maybe it's in an LED matrix. Looping animation. Okay, we got to play with that. But first, LFO, signal in, bias, and that will be our record. Guess we're gonna have to have a couple different biases. Actually, isn't there like a knob box? Didn't I see some sort of knob box for all these things now? Fader or something? Fader bank? Yeah, maybe this is what we want. Maybe this will just be our sampler controller. So record, position, forward, back, out. Oh, this might only sample CV? I guess we're about to find out. Oh yeah, the synth voice doesn't have an output, duh. So, okay. I see now. So this will be like my... So I guess if I were to be like... Blah, 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 blah. Oh wait, I would have to record, so blah. I'm recording. And these are the things that I'm doing. This is kind of weird. I'm not sure what I'm... Why did I route this way? Alright. A little stupid, just a little bit. Alright. Me, not the game. Alright. Now. Signal in. This tells me I'm recording. Yes. Yeah, okay. So it's almost like an interactive, and then this is playing back. And then this will tell me what position I go to next. So it's like a scrub. And then this will tell me if I'm going forward or backwards. Great. So this could be my pitch, for example. And then, where's my clock? My clockaroony. There it is. Oh, is it not playing forward or backwards right now? I see. Okay. Okay, so we could also like... Oops. I bet we can make a Turing machine. A Turing machine, not a machine that tours. There we go. Just something in major scale. Am I playing in Austin? I'm playing just outside Austin at Astronauts Festival, so not far from Austin. Speaking of Texas, I'm gonna take a pee break. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, let's... Okay. Make sure my levels are all good. So yeah, I'm playing in Austin, Astronauts Festival, which if you search Astronauts Festival, you'll find the location. Yep. How far is that from Austin? You're my new Jamie on my Joe Rogan Experience here, since I'm obviously doing something here. Ooh, did the sampler reset? Less than an hour. Cool. Yeah, I knew it wasn't too far. I'm like, is it too far to say that I'm playing in Austin, Texas? I suppose not. Kind of want to know what's happening here. Yeah, how does this work? I guess bias would probably be a good... Does this bias not have an output? Okay, we'll just use it here then. No? In? Am I supposed to draw? No? Have I ever thought about touring Europe? I have toured Europe, but I haven't thought about it in a minute just because, well, to be totally honest with you, I hate flying. Oh, okay, I see. Interesting. Yeah, not the biggest fan of flying. I know that's not the best, like, you know, but also, I almost had a show in London this year. When I say almost, I mean I was negotiating hard, but they couldn't really meet my demands, which I think are fair. But yeah, I generally just want to be paid a lot, and it could make sense, but the music industry's not the best at representing value, are they? So. Yeah, I think I actually played a show on or near the Astronauts space before, where it is, and it's a cool area. I mean, that west of Texas area is really beautiful, hill country as they call it. It's kind of that Fredericksburg-ish region. Oh yeah, so we got a min-max here. Another good way of doing this would be putting a signal delay, or maybe another LFO. Well, doesn't mean that it's never gonna happen. Just means that it hasn't happened yet. I mean, I've played. When was the last time I played in London? Probably 10 years ago now. Yeah, I think it was Bangface. And then I was booked for Bangface like 2 years after that for one of the weekenders, but that was just a nightmare. Like my flight, I had like 2 canceled flights. My gear ended up going to England without me, and I mean, it's just like this ridiculous. But what's stopping you from going to Astronox? I mean, other than, you know, money, all the normal things that stop somebody from traveling across the world for one concert. I'm trying to remember how I made a counter. I mean, it seems like the LFO's a counter, isn't it? The way that it operates. Yeah, in comparison to the ticket price, the flight, I'm sure, is a lot more. I'm sure, honestly, if you came from Europe, I'm sure the promoter would give you some sort of deal. I mean, you know, obviously, if somebody flies from Europe to see me perform to the US, that's such a massive honor, right? Like that's I can't believe anybody would do that. It blows my mind. So that being said, I'm sure it would be the same if somebody, you know, traveled across the world to go to Astronox. I'm sure that Nick Sumbles, the promoter, would be quite smitten just to hear that, and I'm sure I would not worry about. I feel like I've done this already. I feel like I know I made a counter at some point in the actual game, but I'm just trying to remember how I did it. And this is actually going to be kind of important because, like I said, I did order an analog computer kit, and in order to do anything on it, I should be able to be, you know, let's create a splitter for this clock source here. Oh no, it'd have to be a reverse switch, wouldn't it? I feel like I remember doing it through the signal delay. I mean, these are just outputting 0 for now, but... Yeah, I am definitely going through my lights are nice phase with my modular. Yeah, sadly. Most of the work that I've done on my modular have actually been with a reverb module that I've slowly been working on. Well, it's a reverb algorithm that I put on a Daisy board, but so that's like a lot of work, right? Yeah. So that's what I've been up to. But yeah, it's I've thought about going to Knobcon. I just don't. I feel like with all of the driving I'm gonna have to do in the next week, I feel like I would be really bummed out to do this. But yeah, with all of the Knobcon stuff going on, I thought about just bringing my modular and like all of the gear that I don't want anymore and just having a sale, just renting a booth and having like Ben's synth sale. Yeah, you know, one of my modules, I've yet to figure out which one it is, but one of my modules has a coil whine, which is driving me absolutely crazy. God, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how to create the adder here. Huh. Yeah, I feel like I would do a lot of trades, because I do want to be like inspired, obviously. Yeah, what? And it's funny, the only thing I'm trying to do here, I just want something that counts up slowly, just so I can just move this over here. Let's see if I have enough room. There we go. Just 2 steps. Clock. There we go. I just need it to go from 0 to 1. Well, is this not actually moving the banks? Oh, I see. It starts at 1. I wish I could zoom in. Goes 1. Yeah, I can't get it exactly how I want it. Oh, there we go. 3. I want to make an animation. That's all. Five. Okay. So 1 can be, I guess let's just make a nice heart, right? Or is that stupid? And I'll make it a little smaller. Yeah, this is gonna take too long. Here. I will make a box. This will all make sense shortly. Oh, can I just hold this down? Oh, beautiful. Okay, this will save me a whole lot of time. There we go. Now. What the fuck? Oh, duh. There we go. That was a very hard way to make a very simple animation, wasn't it? Let's make another synth voice. Oh yeah, the multi-clock doesn't need... I always forget that the multi-clock doesn't need to be attached to anything. Okay. Sample and hold, an LFO, there we go. That should do the trick. Actually, noise. Will that work? Yeah, some random noise. Going into an attenuator. Well, going into a bias, going into an attenuator, going into a quantizer, going into the synth. Okay. And then the gate. We can get another splitter. Is anybody following me? Is this... I feel like this is either like really basic or really hard. Not sure which one. Gate. Cool. And that gate should also go here. And let's do this. So the bias, check it out. So like if I just want to move my pitch up, the attenuator, without that, it basically 40% of the total signal. So the attenuator is like, in this way at least, it's telling me how far from minimum and maximum I could go. Like with the attenuator all the way up, it'll go really high and really low, but with it only at like 20, it might even stay within this one scale. Let's move this up. So for example, if I don't want that to get so bright, the attenuator will actually be the tool to help me with that. So we're going to take this out here, we're going to attenuate it, that way it's only going to go up to... Where are we at right now here? Okay. I'm going to do the same thing over here with this cutoff. Oh, you got an Airstream. That's really awesome. Wow. Well, that sounds great. And hey, Dreamer. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're making music. It's just the Sandbox mode. And it's fun. Actually, I feel like my music's going to stop for a second here. Oops. Wrong thing. This is what I want. Here we go. Bring me down here. Tinier. There we go. Now we're not taking up as much space. How much of a music tool? Not much. I mean, it's fun. It is a game. I think it's inspiring. Like, the restrictions here might inspire you to then do the same thing in VCV Rack, where you can record it. Oh yeah. I like that. I mean, I don't like it. The sampler... Yeah, the game's nice. I do like how it tells you all the values too, even though I fear that that's going to like make the game stop working at any point, but... I feel like this would be better than, in some ways this might be better than VCV Rack for somebody who's actually thinking about learning a modular system, because you actually do have to think in like attenuators and stuff like that, because you can't just like, and splitters and mults, which are called mults on the modular world, because you can't actually, on an actual modular, you can't just, you know, plug a bunch of things into the same output and expect the same voltage to come out. Yeah, see, things like this, like I keep having to get splitters and all that stuff over and over again, and that's something that actually exists in the modular world. I'll give you an example of the attenuator before this stream ends. So in the next half hour, I will give you an attenuator tutorial. Kind of reminds me of like Mario Paint. The 11ths. We have major 11ths up there somewhere. Oh, no major 11th. I suppose that is a little too jazzy, isn't it? Yeah, it is pretty limited in sound design. You're not... I mean, the drums are neat, but... Okay, so, melodic. Okay, I'm gonna make a new patch. We'll do a, attenuator example. Okay, so let's get a synth voice, and let's get an LFO, and let's get an attenuator, and let's get a bias. All right, so, pitch, and oh yeah, sorry, get a clock just so we have something to trigger it. All right. So that gets kind of obnoxious. So we're going to put it through an attenuator. The attenuator won't allow it to go, so now it will only go 50% as high. Okay, but let's say I want it to go higher, but I don't want it to go as far as low. So we could go through the attenuator into the bias. So this is just normal, but if we wanted it to be, you know, like 2 octaves up or down. So yeah, this is what it was like without either. Oh, sorry. This is what it was like without either. That's actually not true. It was lower too. So I guess, like, again, with the oscilloscope. So bias would just do the same thing, but it would just add a bias to it rather than limiting the range. And so if we wanted to do that in front of like a quantizer, so if we wanted to stay like within 1 octave, maybe a little more than 1 octave. Now if we wanted to move it up, it would still stay in that 1 octave, even all the way up here. However, if we just turn the attenuator up, it would be all over the place on a range of 4 or 5 octaves. Yep, bias is offset, attenuation is range. Okay, what else might be a little weird coming from BCV, or like one of the things that might be useful? Where is our drum voice? There it is. Let's go with a snare. And I'm just going to create a clock divider up here. And make everything really fast. So our fastest should be like... Really? I mean, this is 1/2 of the clock, so the actual clock itself should be this. Oh, yeah, you have to interval it. All right, we'll just make it faster then. This is closer to what an actual modular's clock is much faster. So it should be like this. And then... But this isn't, you know, again, this isn't running through like ACO. It's not going to be super optimized. And I guess, like, you know, a funny thing too is, like, let's just get, for the sake of like not being distracted by this. So here's our clock. I'm going to have 2 clocks. And I am going to have an and here. Let me also put a splitter in front of this so we can just always have an oscilloscope at hand. Okay. Okay, so here's what our clock sounds. I'm going to slow this down real fast. So here's what our clock sounds like. Well, sorry. Here's what our clock sounds like at the interval of 2. Here's what our clock sounds like at the interval of 3. I don't know why this doesn't want to move up. There we go. These are just kind of like slow divisors, right? Okay. For the purpose of demonstration, I'm also going to... Will that make another one? Cool. Maybe I'll just keep a little metronome. Let me get one more drum voice. I cannot find it. I keep losing. There it is. Okay. Find a good metronome sound. There. All right. So if we move the clock interval to 3, it'll do this. Or 5. Yes, you can type in the BPM in the master clock. Maybe I'll pan these a little bit. Okay, so let's say that I want, this only goes up to 5, so let's say that I want 6. So an AND will actually only put an output when both of them are going at the same time. So if I move this to 4, if I move this to 5, so it's, yeah, 10 because we're on 4. Now we could alternatively do this. Add in 2 more clocks. So let's just add in the 5/4 here. Now, it's going to be much less frequently. Good old Boolean algebra. I wish this snare was louder. All right. So if we okay, so or or is interesting. Maybe I need to slow this down for you to hear what's happening. Not is just basically an inverter in this regard, a gate inverter. And now, XOR, the way they described it's kind of confusing. They're describing it like an AND gate, aren't they? Oh, I see. So, yeah, an OR gate, or a XOR gate would essentially be I don't know if an inversion of this would be the same, would be a good way of putting it, but there it is. Yeah, the wire flashing is a little, like, epileptic, isn't it? There. Much more peaceful. Some dude on Reddit just asked how to glitch in FL, told him how Ben does it, and there's a channel. He's like, what the fuck, that guy's on YouTube. He should be along anytime now. Nice. Yeah, teach him how to glitch in Sandbox mode here. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else I wanted to look at here. I don't remember exactly what button matrix does. I mean, other than these combinations. So, like, would this work? I keep thinking that there's an adder, but there's not. So, like, if I hook this up, what's the... 100, so will this make it 200 volts? If I press this one? No. It'll max out, alright. Yeah, I thought maybe I would be able to, like, I guess you could bias the buttons. So, like... No, not really. You'd have to invert it. Okay. I'm annoyed that I can't figure out how to make an adder. Yeah, my glitchy drums are generally placed manually. You are right. Alright. I want to go back to the menu really fast in our remaining time here, and I want to puzzle workshop. Ah. Sweet child of mine. Source 1 to out 1. What? I'm so confused. Oh, I see. was not Sweet Child of Mine. What just happened? It's so weird. Forgot how to get out of here. Wow. Yeah, I don't know how to make a puzzle. I'm not going to spend that much time on it here, but... What's the quietest? Whatever. Interesting. Oh, I see. Whoa, okay. Yeah, we're not getting anywhere here. Yeah, so I mean, it's a pretty good tool to make your own puzzle. I'm not going to, though. But one thing that I do want to think about... This song reminds me of Hannah. Bop, da, 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 boo. Let it da, da. Bop, boop, chip, bop, da, bop, boo. I'm trying to remember which one. I guess, you know, I'm going to turn off the music really fast because it is really loud in my ears here. I don't know. I think I have it turned down there, fortunately, but level select. I'm trying to remember if there was one that was a adder. Or maybe I'm just thinking of something completely different. I bet it was the irrigation controller. Nah. Yeah, watch me get copyright striked for that. Oh, this is a new one. Yeah, this is like deep in the game. Okay, I remember, and it has to match these. Yep, this is what the game's like. Yeah. Trying to see if there's any other crazy workstation or workshop ones. So you make a CPU? Oh, they want you to make one. All right. Lighthouse. Sum of 6 values. Sort. It seems like people have gotten pretty hardcore. There we go, a full adder. Huh. All right. Well, that's for another time. Well, yeah. Suppose that's our 2 hours in. What's the highest? The one that's gotten download the most. Hex to Dex. It's the one that has the highest rating. Hex to Dex. And how much is this game running for? Let's find out. I think it's on sale, or it was on sale. It is $20. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it was in a bundle. Yeah. It goes on sale from time to time, but I have not been like following it either though, but yeah. It's been out for about a year. And cool. Well, I suppose that's a stream. Thanks for watching, everyone. And I will not be streaming next week unless I might do like an emergency stream, which sounds way more crazy than it needs to be. Not an emergency stream. I might do like a last minute, oh hey, look, I actually can stream because I am going to be in a small town in Massachusetts outside of a music festival. So unless I end up streaming from my laptop while playing a game or something like that, I don't see that happening. But future streams, we'll have another sim selection soon enough. I have I want to do one where I find a bunch of scheduling issues, but I want to do one, I believe in 2 weeks. I have it scheduled for now, where we will be interviewing a bunch of developers who do GPU audio stuff. So I'll probably put something in the Discord to where you could ask them questions in advance and stuff like that. Yeah, they're the developers of that GPU audio project, so that'll be interesting. I'm kind of interested to hear their takes on it. And then I will have a video out soon in the next couple days before I leave on my trip for sure. And I think that's it. So I'll see you on a stream, probably not next week after that for sure. You'll see a video for me. If you want to see me in real life, go to Fractal Fest next weekend, or it starts a week from today. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, and have a good evening. Bye.